At this point in the NBA season, the Orlando Magic are currently the 14th seed in the Eastern Conference as they have a 13-24 record. But despite their terrible record, their star center in Nikola Vucevic has been absolutely hooping, and he's been having a career season. So in today's video, I'll be giving 4 reasons why I think the Orlando Magic should trade Nikola Vucevic. But before we get into the video, I ask you to drop a like on this video as it does help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA videos and to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And comment on this video to start a conversation with me. Respond to all of my comments. And I'm gonna play that intro. The first reason I think the Magic should trade Nikola Vucevic is because at this current moment, Vucevic's trade value is at its all-time highest, as Vucevic is having his best season by far right now, and I don't think he will ever play better than he is right now, as this season he's been averaging 25 points and 12 rebounds, shooting 48% from the field and 40% from 3. He's been straight up playing like a top 5 center in the league this season, and I think the league should be put on notice. And I think the Magic will get the most in return if they trade him this season, because I think if they move him right now, they could potentially get a lot of future draft picks or even some solid young players with a lot of potential. Nikola is also only 30 years old, so if they trade him 2 or 3 years from now, and even if he's still playing like a top 10 center, teams won't give up as much for him since he will be older and have only a few good seasons left. It makes literally no sense to not move him right now when he's playing amazing. It wouldn't even be that difficult to trade him since there are so much teams that need to improve at the center position. Teams like the Celtics, Raptors, Warriors, and others could use Vucevic, and they all have the assets to make a good trade. Vucevic also could fit well on most teams as he's not really a ball dominant player and he's a very good shooter as he shoots 40% from 3. So on almost every team in the league, he'd be a seamless fit. Finding a trade for Vucevic shouldn't be that hard, and his trade value is at its peak right now. So I honestly don't know why you wouldn't trade him. The second reason I believe the Orlando Magic should trade Nikola Vucevic is because if we're being honest, we all know that the Magic are not going anywhere with him. Because in the 9 seasons he's been there, they've only made the playoffs 2 times as a 7th or an 8th seed. And in both of those series, they got gentlemen swept in 5 games. And even if you wanted to argue that the Magic are content with just being a bottom playoff seed, I would respond to that saying, even if the Magic are fully healthy, they probably won't even make the postseason, with there being 10 teams in the East better than the Magic in the Bucks, Nets, Celtics, Raptors, Pacers, 76ers, Heat, Hawks, Bulls, and the Hornets, and I could see those teams being better than the Magic for the next upcoming seasons. So that would just put the Magic in the worst position to ever be in the NBA, where the Magic aren't good enough to make the playoffs and they're not bad enough to be one of the worst teams in the league. The only reason the Magic are terrible this season is because of injuries. But even fully healthy, I don't think they would make the playoffs. Even in this year's draft, if they draft someone like Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, or someone else, and they want to pair them with Vucevic, I think it would make more sense to pair them with a young player that they would receive from a Vucevic trade. So even if you keep Vucevic as your best player, at best you're going to be an 8th or 7th seed. But if you trade him and you get a bunch of young players and future picks, that could be a good start to a solid rebuild. The third reason the Orlando Magic should trade Nikola Vucevic is because their former top 10 pick in Bamba hasn't been able to properly progress as a player, since he has been getting very limited play due to Vucevic being so damn good. And I personally think Bamba could be a Rudy Gobert level player if he reaches his full potential, but I think he's been being held back. And And I think the Magic should look to rebuild and start Mo Bamba and just let him play freely, because I don't think it's fair at all to give up on him when he hasn't gotten a real chance to play freely. And it's clearly obvious that he hasn't been developed properly. This season, Mo Bamba has had plenty of DNP games, and even when he does play, it's in garbage time and he only gets 10 minutes. And every season of his career, his minutes have been dwindling down. And don't forget, Mo Bamba is only 22 years old, so he has plenty of time. The Magic need to get rid of Vooch and give Mo Bamba some minutes, and I think he could be a huge part of them becoming a championship contender, if they ever do. The fourth reason I think the Orlando Magic should trade Nikola Vucevic is because trading him would help out both the Magic and Vucevic. It would help the Magic because they would get to trade him and get a lot of assets that could help them rebuild for the future. And trading Vooch would also make them have to rebuild, which is ultimately what is better for them. Since if the Magic don't trade Vucevic, they will never ever be a legitimate contender. But if they rebuild, they would at least have a chance. It would help Vucevic because he wouldn't be wasting the last few elite years of his career on a below average team. And it's clear that he's one of the more underrated stars in the whole entire NBA. And playing on a bigger market team, or just a better team in general, could help him get the recognition he deserves. Vooch has been loyal to Orlando for years, and I think they should honor him by trading him. To conclude the video, I think the Magic really need to trade Vucevic, since it's clear to me that they are going nowhere with him, and I just don't understand why you would keep him when his value is this high and when you could get plenty of assets for him. But that's probably why Orlando has been one of the more terrible franchises in the whole league, and that's probably why all their star players have left, and I don't honestly see that changing, especially since they have come out and say that they're not looking to trade Vucevic. Free Vooch, man. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Let me know if you think Vucevic should be traded. Drop a like on this video to help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA videos and to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And comment on this video to start a conversation with me, because I respond to all of my comments. And I'm out.